The Supreme Court didn't talk about or didn't decide a case about whether the death penalty is constitutional, although two of the justices in this opinion raised that issue. But this was a case about a guy facing lethal injection who sued the state of Oklahoma because one of the drugs used in the three drugs was said to be unreliable. So what happened is a couple of years ago, there was a lot of pressure on a manufacturer to stop producing a drug that was used to put people to death. And so they substituted that with something else. And so I think 3 executions that used this drug seemed to go on for a long time, and the person seemed to be in a lot of pain, agony. And so for that reason, the person facing their execution with this drug involved said that this was a violation of their 8th Amendment right against cruel and unusual punishment. So they sued and tried to show that it's a very painful, slow death because this one drug is supposed to knock you out unconscious while they administer the other 2 drugs that sort of paralyze all your muscles, your heart, and everything, which lead to your death. But the justices said, sorry, man, we can't promise you a painless death. We would all love a painless death, but not all of us have the good fortune of having a painless death. You didn't prove that it was, even if it's, I don't know if they said quite, even if it's unreliable, it's sort of, it works, and you didn't provide any alternative, which I thought was kind of weird. I didn't think somebody had to present an alternative, but it's what they said is sorry, too bad. This was decided. The majority were the very conservative judges, and 2 of the very liberal justices who dissented said, you know, this actually raises the whole issue of, is the death penalty itself constitutional? Because the death penalty is being used less and less. Maybe it's now unusual. It's not as usual as it was before. And also he commented on the fact that it's applied sort of arbitrarily, depending on, you know, what state you were convicted in, and that it doesn't seem to be applied very fairly. And then again, there's always those people that we're finding were either put to death or about to be put to death that were not guilty of their crimes in the first place. And so, you know, it makes this whole thing questionable. So I thought it was very interesting, the issue raising about whether death penalty is constitutional. I think that within the next 20 years, they're going to say it's not constitutional. But in the meantime, if you do something bad, your death might be painful. Not just bad, but like you kill somebody. If you're given the death penalty, it might hurt when you die. What do you think about that? Is that fair?